This week on Pop's Culture Podcast, learn about even more Gen Z vocabulary. Plus, what does Pops think about sweet tea, American-made vehicles, and false advertising? Sit back and relax and prepare to laugh for the next 30 minutes. This is Pop's Culture Podcast. Thank y'all for coming back.
All right, folks, we are back with another episode of Pop's Culture Podcast, and as you know, this is Pops.
Hi, y'all.
All right, so we're just going to get right into it. Some of you guys have asked some questions that you want Pops to educate you on, and so we're going to jump right into it, and the first one should be really easy for you.
All right.
So, everybody wants to know, really simply, Ford, Chevy, or Dodge, and why?
Well, that's simple. Well, all three of them American-made. That's a plus all the way. But if you want to be a good mechanic, buy you a box of tools and a Dodge.
Okay.
Because it's going to take it to keep it on the road. I've owned a few of them. I got out of the Dodge business.
Yeah.
I got tired of dodging them. Well, I've always had pretty good luck with Ford and Chevy, but I'll take the Chevys. Because on a real quiet night, you can still hear Ford rust.
So, Chevy's the winner then?
Chevy's the winner.
I got you.
Well, that was always a poor man's vehicle. You can't find parts for Dodge.
Yeah.
You just, I don't know why, because people don't want to keep them, so they don't need parts.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of a Chevy fan myself. I've owned probably 3 or 4 Tahoes, and the only issue I have with Chevy, and I think it's the same thing that everybody has an issue with Chevy, once you get to 100,000 miles on a Chevy, you better start saving up your money for a transmission.
Well, not necessarily. If you know how to drive, you ain't got to worry about it.
Oh, now.
You ain't got to try to slide the paint back every time you take off.
So Chevrolet's your pick then?
Yes.
Okay. All right, that's simple enough. All right, second question they wanted to know is, by most people's standards, they would say that the drink of choice in the South is sweet tea.
Yeah.
Now, do you believe, personally, that sweet tea is the superior beverage?
Nope.
Okay, what is?
Diet Mountain Dew, folks. Nectar of the gods. That's how I keep my schoolgirl figure.
And not just so not regular Mountain Dew.
No, not regular Mountain Dew. It's too sweet.
Yeah, it's got to be Diet Mountain Dew.
There ain't nothing better than a Diet Mountain Dew, a fresh can of sardines, and a can of pork and beans, and a sleeve of crackers.
Oh, my goodness.
That right there keeps a fella going.
No, sir.
Love it, love it, love it.
How much Diet Mountain Dew do you think you drink in a day?
Diet Mountain Dew, probably 2 or 3.
2 or 3 what?
2-liter bottles. You know why?
Why's that?
Because I like them.
As good a reason as any, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you like sweet tea?
Yeah, if I ain't got that Dew.
Yeah, that's your set. So sweet tea is number 2 then.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
I like sweet tea. I haven't drank a lot of like full sugar drinks in a long time, so a lot of sweet tea is just too sweet for me. I like Jack's sweet tea. Jack's.
Yeah.
I like their sweet tea.
Well, it's like syrup.
No, man, the one in Hazelville is not. The one in Hazelville is.
Well, my mama turned me against sweet tea. When my mama made it, you could use it for pancake syrup. You can feel the hair on your back standing straight up with that stuff now.
I want to take a little quick detour just real quick, because this is what you just said right there is so funny, and it reminds me of something. So, Nana was actually a really good cook. She was a good cook.
She kind of like Granny, had to float it in grease.
Yeah, but Nana was one of those types that she didn't really plan very well. She didn't plan things out real well.
No, she didn't.
And so there are 2 separate instances where Nana single-handedly ruined certain foods for me.
I can see that.
The first one, she invited us over one time, and they were living in that little trailer, and she invited us over for dinner one night.
Right.
And she forgot that she had invited us. And so we go in, and when we walk in, she's like, "Hey, what are you guys up to?" We're like, "We were coming to eat dinner with you." And she's like, "Oh, Lord, I forgot." She goes, "Don't worry." She goes, y'all like meatloaf? I was like, "Sure, we like meatloaf." So Nana's meatloaf, she, like most people's meat, usually she would use either like crackers or cornflakes or something like that as a binder. I don't know. That's just what she did. And then she'd always put she'd cut up an onion or some bell pepper or something like that and put in there. Like a normal meatloaf. Well, she didn't plan ahead. So she didn't have any cornflakes or crackers.
Right.
So the only thing she could find in her pantry to bind it with was Lucky Charms. So she used Lucky Charms, and she didn't have an onion or a bell pepper. All she had was a can of Veg-All. So she mixes a can of Veg-All, ground beef, and Lucky Charms, and she didn't pick out the mushrooms. The marshmallows, I'm sorry. She didn't pick out the marshmallows. She didn't tell us that's what she did either. She just made it. And this did not turn into a meatloaf. It was like a meat casserole. And it was like soupy, pink.
Well, did you eat it?
Yeah.
Why?
Because Nana made it. I was trying to be nice. So I get me a big old spoon. And she covers it in ketchup too, by the way.
She covered everything.
Everything. So we've got a meatloaf made with Lucky Charms and Veg-All covered in ketchup. And I get me a big old spoonful of it, and I'm telling you, that would have gagged a Roto-Rooter, man.
Yeah.
That's the nastiest thing. And the other food she ruined for me was pumpkin pie. Now, I've never been a fan of pumpkin pie, sweet potato pie, none of that. I never liked any of it just because I didn't like how it looked.
I always wondered if you was really mine.
I know. Well, now hold on. Now, I have since learned to love sweet potatoes.
My boy.
But up to this point, I had never even tried it because I just didn't like how it looked. Well, Nana was after me one Thanksgiving. Please, just try my pumpkin pie. Just please try it. And I felt bad, so I was like, you know what? Cut me a little slice of it, and I'll eat it. She makes this pumpkin pie for us. And I cut me a little slice, and I bite into it, and my jaws draw up. She had gotten her sugar and her salt canisters mixed up when she was making her pumpkin pie. So when it normally would get 2 cups of sugar, it got 2 cups of salt.
Don't tell me you ate that too.
No, I got that one bite, and I couldn't stand it. And until I met Jennifer, I never touched sweet potato pie or pumpkin pie ever again after that. And she finally convinced me to try some sweet potatoes one time, and I finally lamented and did so, and I love them now. But anyway, last question is a lot of people want to know, you live in the woods, right?
Yep.
You've done your fair share of hunting
Oh, yeah.
over the years, and we love deer meat, we love squirrel, we love to eat, what the good Lord put here for us.
You
right?
bet you. Yeah.
But there's an organization out there that's always in the news, and it's an organization called PETA.
PETA.
Now, PETA, as you know, stands for People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals.
Right.
That's what it stands for. Now, these people are crazy.
You bet you.
Crazy. So, as an avid hunter, now, you love animals.
I love animals. Most of them are delicious.
So, but seriously though, you got a couple little dogs that are your babies.
Absolutely.
And
They don't know their dog.
that's right. So you love your dogs, but do you believe PETA just takes things too far?
Well, absolutely, they take things too far. You know how PETA got started? People that didn't know how to hunt.
Just hunters, gatherers, berry gatherers.
That's it. They didn't even know which end of the gun barrel to put the shell in. Well, we ain't going to be hunters. Instead of getting laughed at, we're going to start an organization.
Have you ever seen where they throw like paint on people's fur coats and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I've seen that on TV. Let them throw one on my leather coat.
What?
I'll paint theirs, but it won't be paint.
It won't be red paint.
Well, it might be, but it'd be lead-based paint. Well,
They just hungry.
I believe in the ethical treatment of animals.
Mm-hmm.
So when I shoot a deer, shoot it in the head, kill it quick.
Yeah.
Any animal, shoot it in the head, kill it quick.
Okay.
I ain't gonna hurt no puppies. And you folks that claim to be vegetarians, eat a hamburger. You don't know what you're missing. And truth be known, there ain't nobody around. They'll probably eat a steak or a pork chop.
Right.
You don't know what you're missing. If you had a good, healthy plate full of sardines,
Oh.
a little chocolate syrup, and a sleeve of crackers, that's a meal fit for a king.
You don't really do that.
Yes.
Do you really?
Well, sure.
Sardines and chocolate syrup and crackers.
Yes.
Oh, my Lord. I don't know how you get past the smell of sardines.
They don't stink.
They do.
Come over Sunday after church and we'll eat something.
No, sir.
I'll fix you a sardine casserole.
No. I have, look, over the years I've tried to like them. I can't get past the smell. And then to add chocolate syrup to it, that's crazy. So,
Nah.
So you think we could solve PETA's problems by just feeding them some steak?
A burger or something.
You can solve the problem by putting a leather boot up their butt. You know, they don't want to kill animals. How many? I guarantee you, every one of them out there wearing leather shoes.
Probably. I watched an interview. I don't remember who the celebrity was now. They were talking about PETA.
Yeah.
And how, they were just like, I don't understand. You're going to get up in arms about a fur, but you wear leather shoes.
Exactly.
Or, I just don't understand. Like, there's so many people that have all these double standards that, and I don't want to get into politics or anything like that necessarily, but it just seems like that has infiltrated our societies, these double standards. It's like, we're for something when it lines up with our moral compass, right?
Right.
But then when it contradicts something, now we're going to be against it.
Right.
It's like everybody's so wishy-washy, and they got to take everything to an extreme. I get why PETA started.
Right. I can't shoot.
Well, that and look, I there are people out there that mistreat animals.
Yes, I don't like that.
And I can't stand it when animals get mistreated. But just like anything, you can take it too far.
Yes.
I mean,
they got a group, especially for people like that. They call them Democrats.
All right. Well, so I'm not.
Hey, the truth will stand when the world's on fire. My great-grandpa always told me, good Lord, better to a dog. He was a Democrat. He opened a dog's eyes after 9 days. Never did open a Democrat's eyes.
What's funny about that? When I was a kid, I remember you and Dado. That was my great granddad. I remember you lived right next door to one another, and he was an old school Southern Democrat. I mean, he was staunch Southern Democrat, and we used to joke around saying that, if Hitler was to run on a Democrat ticket, he would vote for him.
Well, sure he would.
But I remember when I was a kid, I had Miss Sweeney for kindergarten. She's my kindergarten teacher. And me and this little boy got in a fight in Miss Sweeney's class because he called me a Democrat, and I thought he was cussing me.
He was.
I just remember you would call Dado a danged old Democrat.
Yeah.
Y'all would sit there and yell across the yard at each other, and I'm telling you, my whole young life, I thought Democrat was a cuss word. So. Well,
now that you're older, you realize that it was.
Well, we still love you, even if you're a Democrat. We'll still love you.
Oh, yes.
And
Just enough to get in heaven.
well, I love them a little more than that. I love everybody.
I do too.
And the thing is, you know, it ain't like me and you're going to sit here and solve the world's problems.
Well, I know.
You know, at the end of the day, we have opinions just like anybody else has
Sure.
got. And
you can take my opinion and $2.50 and get you a cold drink with it.
there you go.
That's about all it's worth.
That's me too. Me too. But, you know, we got a podcast, and part of having a podcast is we can share our opinions with people. So
That's right.
free country and
Wait a minute. They ain't going to find out where I live, do they?
no, sir.
Okay.
No, sir. Not unless you tell them. All I told them is you live in the woods, and there's a lot of woods in Alabama. So,
Yeah.
but let's pivot just a little bit.
Okay.
You know, each week we like to throw some of these Gen Z words out at you and let you tell us what they mean.
Okay.
And so we're gonna hit a couple of these up. So the first one I wanted to ask you about is the word simp.
Simp?
S-I-M-P. Yep.
That's a pimp with a lisp.
Hair lip pimp.
A hair lip pimp with a bad lisp.
Okay. All right. So.
All right, girls. I told you to work harder. I'm the boss.
Where my employees at?
We're running a sale, y'all. High price.
Oh, Lord. Tree fitty. Saturdays it's tree fitty.
That's right.
Oh, Lord.
$2.98.
$2.98 on Saturdays only.
Yes.
Oh, goodness. All right. So, well, that was easy. That was an easy one.
I thought everybody knew what that was.
Yeah, look, that's why we do this, so you can educate me.
There you go.
All right. So the next one I wanted to talk to you about is, I heard this term. Now, I know what a goat is.
Yeah.
We had them growing up. I know what a goat is.
Right.
But it seems like this is a word that's being used in another capacity, and it's abbreviated, G.O.A.T.
Right.
So, can you tell us what that is?
What most men call their old ladies now. Most. Not me, hon.
Yeah. Me neither.
It could be lots of things.
Okay. What do you know why they abbreviate it though? Like G.O.A.T. Like it's G period, O period, A period, T period.
Because kids nowadays ain't taught to spell like you're supposed to.
So they just don't even know how to use punctuation?
No.
Could you imagine how much better this world would be if you was an English teacher?
Oh my God.
I could have been.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you obviously have an extreme command of the English language.
Well, I sure do. There's lots of words out there people don't even know how to use.
Yeah.
Ranch.
Ranch. That
can be lots of things.
Like the dressing ranch.
Ranch dressing. You work on cars with ranches. You raise cattle on ranches. You wash your hands, you ranch them off.
So, I've heard people say like Tom Brady is the GOAT, or LeBron James or Michael Jordan is the GOAT. There's a huge debate on whether LeBron James or Michael Jordan is the GOAT. And I don't...
No, they basketball players. I do know that.
So they're not GOATs?
No.
Okay. Have you seen LeBron James, though? That beard he's got, he kind of looks like a goat.
No, not really. He's too tall.
Man, that'd be a big old goat. So why are people saying that they're GOAT? Like, why would Tom Brady be the GOAT? He don't even have a beard.
Probably because they don't take a bath after practice.
He smells like a goat.
Smell like a goat.
Okay.
Them things stink.
Why would people say, I've heard people even say, like, refer to Nick Saban as the GOAT?
Well, now, because he's the greatest of all time.
You know, I had a feeling you knew what that actually meant.
Yeah. It depends on what you're talking about.
So basically what has to happen is we have to initiate Nick Saban's name into the conversation before you know what that means.
Absolutely.
Speaking of goats, That reminds me of a little story real quick. So we talked about Peanut. That's Kevin,
Yeah.
my little brother. We had a couple billy goats when we were probably 12, 13, 14 years old, somewhere around in there. And we rode our bicycles all over the country. And we got pretty good. Like we could jump terrace roads, and we made us ramps and stuff. We got pretty good, you know. And Kevin probably was a little bit better at doing little stunts and stuff than I was. He was a little braver. I think his head was a little harder than mine. So
Yes, possible.
So anyway, we had these two goats, and our stepdad would keep them tied up to these different trees so they would eat the kudzu around the trees.
Right.
And Kevin would terrorize these goats.
I can see that.
He would throw plum pits at them. He would shoot them with BB guns. I mean, he was mean to them goats. Well,
he wasn't a fan of PETA.
No, he would not have been. PETA would not have been a fan of him. I'll tell you that. So one day, one of these old billy goats is sunning, laying out in the sun, and like I said, he kept him chained up to the tree. Well, Kevin decided he was going to ride his bicycle off this hill and scare the goat. So he barrels off this hill right toward the goat, and it did exactly what he wanted it to. It scared the goat. This goat jumps up and runs and stretches the chain out and catches him right along here, flips him backwards off his bicycle. Now, he's not wearing... Kevin never wore a shirt anywhere.
Yeah.
And
he got that from me, Mama.
Yeah.
Oh, you better be glad.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Love you, Mama.
I'm going to tell you the truth. My wife's sitting here now. She knows.
Yeah.
I loved your mama.
Yeah.
I'll love her till the day I die.
Yeah.
But she did like to run around without a shirt on.
Glad I never witnessed that. Anyway, so this goat flips Kevin off his bicycle, and it's one of them chains like the ones they had on the swing sets.
Oh yeah.
Real rough.
Yeah.
Man, it cut him all the way up under his neck. Then, after it flips him off his bicycle, here comes the goat over and rearing up, just butting with that head. And Kevin's grabbing hold of the horns, got his legs wrapped around the goat's neck, and it's picking him up and just slinging him. And he's screaming, "Help! Help!"
That serves him right.
Finally, he comes running up the hill. He looks like somebody has attempted to murder him. His neck and his chest look like hamburger meat.
Well, that's what you get from aggravating that poor goat.
But that always cracked me up. You had a cousin, Jamie.
Oh yeah, Jamie. He's my little buddy. He's 5 years younger than me.
Y'all were basically like brothers, though.
We were just like brothers. You see one, you see the other.
Yeah.
We was always getting into stuff. I got to blame for most of it. Just because I thought of it.
Rightfully so, right?
Yeah. Well, I had one of them pellet guns. You pump that thing up 10 times, and it shoot pretty hard.
Yeah.
Well, he had a regular old Daisy BB gun. You cock it. I mean, it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, we was down there in the pasture in front of Grandpa's. Let's have a war. I mean, he said, let's have a war.
Yeah, right.
But it's okay. I said, now you get behind that big old tree or that big old poplar, and you wait till I get up the hill before we ever start. Okay. Halfway up the hill, there's nothing to get behind. He lit my butt up with that BB gun. Pap, 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 pap. All I could do was run back down the hill and get behind another tree.
Oh, goodness.
Well, I pumped it up about 3 times. I shoot at him and hit him in the hand or the arm, or he'd hit me in the leg or whatever, the arm. And I don't know, he backed up behind another tree, got a little further away. But he never would come out. He'd tell me, all right, go up the hill, I won't shoot you. I believed him. I started up the hill, he'd light me up again. Well, that time pissed me off. I pumped that pellet gun up. And I was looking around that tree, and I thought he stuck his hand out. I was going to sting that hand for him. I shot, and he throwed his gun down and took off running. It took me about 10 minutes to catch him. Well, when I caught him, I thought, oh my goodness, I am dead. I hit him in the eyebrow.
Oh my goodness.
And it went all the way back in the side of his head. And I thought, I had to do some quick thinking. Jamie, you tell them what we're doing, we both going to get killed. So you got to tell them we're shooting at a bird that bounced back and hit you in the eye. And that's what we told everybody. But we went up to the house. Granny was in there watching her shows during the day. My mom and Jamie's mom were both nurses. I walked in the house. Hey, Granny, you got a headache? No, why? I shot Jamie in the head with a BB gun. Well, they got on the phone, called the hospital where Mom worked. I think it was my other aunt, Shanice, that called her. Michael shot Jamie in the head and hung the phone up.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that wasn't good. Carried him old Doc Blake over in Double Springs. It took about 6 of them to hold that little fella down. They gave him a shot in there to numb it. Then they had to split that head back to get to that BB.
Oh, my Lord.
And that little fella, 7, 8 years old maybe, he was cussing them like a sailor. And I just knew he's going to tell on me. I hope he's all right, but I'm going to die. Granny going to kill me. I was 30 years old before Mom and Granny ever knew what happened.
Wow. That's loyalty right there.
And he got a scar on both eyebrows. They match. I put them both there. The other one was before the BB thing. We was playing out in the old barn, and I found a double-bitted axe. Well, we pretended one of his sisters was a witch. Well, you're going to have to burn the witch. That old tractor tire out there. I was going to cut up some wood to start a fire in the barn. Well, I was coming up with an axe about that time. Jamie leaned over to put a piece of wood in there.
Oh, no.
Caught him right there.
Oh, my gosh. Chopped him in the head?
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord. How in the world did y'all survive, man?
Oh, we had a good time. But we went in the house, and now I was scared of his daddy, Uncle Leon.
Yeah.
Uncle Leon. That's all I had to say. He looked and seen Jamie. He started grabbing kids, just like catching chickens on a dark night, Marshall Durbin, throwing us in the car. We took off down the road. That's one of them times he took off so hard, slid the paint job back 1.5 inches on that car. And I think he was speaking in tongues because he was using words that I ain't never heard at that time.
Some of you probably ain't heard since, huh?
No, I've heard them since then, but I know what they are now. But he wasn't happy. He was scared. I was scared. I knew Jamie'd be all right. It's just his head.
Right. Didn't get anywhere vital.
But what I was scared of was Uncle Leon when he got back, but he didn't ever do anything. He told me it was all right.
Wow.
I wonder what else I can get away with.
Oh, my Lord.
But, we done all kind of things when we was kids. After Grandpa plowed up a garden, we get out there, play war with dirt clods. And when we didn't have dirt clods, we used old black walnuts.
Oh, my God.
Now, they will put a knot on your
I
head.
bet they will.
They will put knots on your head. Hey, they'll put a knot on your back and your arm and everywhere else.
You were telling me y'all used to use wet corn cobs.
Oh, wet corn cobs. I'd leave a red mark.
Oh, goodness. Those are,
Especially if you catch one right here in the jaw.
you know that for a fact, huh?
It'll leave a red mark.
Kevin and I, we didn't do it that much, but we used to do the wet. We soaked some wet corn cobs down and did it. But
Well, now we didn't do that very often because back in them days, them corn cobs was a toilet paper.
oh Lord,
You couldn't waste them.
corn cobs with your toilet paper?
Yeah. You had a little bucket in the outhouse. It's 2 white ones and 1 red one. 2 white cobs and a red cob. They used a white cob Then you use the red cob. Then you use the other white cob to see if you need to use the red cob again. And if you ever happen to get one of the dry cobs before they got soaked, you didn't worry about the second white cob then.
I bet.
Nah, whatever it was, that's good enough.
Oh, my Lord.
But now, before we started doing that, we had them old catalogs, those Sears and Roebuck catalogs, newspapers, whatever you could find.
Yeah.
Now, Sears and Roebuck catalog, when you got the new one, that was awesome. Sitting there and look through the toy section.
Yeah.
But when you get through all the white pages, you get to them colored pages, slick ones, and had to use them, you'd have that stuff slid all the way to the back of your neck trying to clean it up.
I had no idea where you were going with that.
Oh, yeah. All that slicky stuff, you'd have it smeared plumb up your back. It was not absorbent at all.
Lord have mercy. Oh, Lord.
That's the reason we didn't get fussed at a whole lot for going skinny dipping in the branch.
Yeah, I bet. Had to get the Sears and Roebuck off of you.
You bet you.
You had mentioned something to me about is it a honey love bra or something like that?
Oh, there's a new commercial on TV advertising these honey love bras.
Okay.
Supposed to be the best thing you ever built for a woman. It was a time I thought I was. But anyway, these things ain't got no wires in the bottom of them to poke them. And it says no back fat. It does away with the back fat.
Okay.
Ain't so.
It ain't so.
Ain't so.
How do you know?
I ain't got my wife one yet, but I seen a lady with one of them things on. And where it's supposed to be back fat, it pushed you like a cupcake. It wasn't on the back, but she had a perfectly shaped cupcake.
I think they call those muffin tops.
There wasn't no muffin about that.
Oh, my Lord.
They double loaded that pan. But I just don't, that false advertising on TV.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of other commercials. A lot of people use, they got this new stuff out now. You put just a little dab. If you got bags under your eyes, crow's feet, put just a little bitty dab on there. It's supposed to clear it up, draw it up, and said it's guaranteed to work.
Yeah.
Well, then they got this stuff out now. You see these old women hold their arms out, and it just looks like wadded up toilet paper. And they got this cream called Crepe Erase.
Crepe Erase.
Crepe Erase.
Okay.
All right. Then you got these women. They got this stuff now called Oil of Old Lady.
Yeah.
They rub all over their neck and everything.
Oil of Old Lady. Okay.
You take your Plexiderm, Crepe Erase, and Oil of Old Lady. Well, AI, Alvin Engle.
Oh, no. We're back to Alvin now.
His old lady heard of that.
Yeah.
She wanted some. But now, her name Bueller.
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 Yeah, Bueller.
Yeah.
Bueller.
That's B.I.
B.I. Okay.
Bueller Engle.
Bueller
But
Engle.
she got Alvin to go get her some Plexiderm, that Crepe Erase, and Oil of Old Lady. And she got, if just a little bit right there is going to be good, I'm going to mix it all together. And I'm going to soak everything.
Oh, my Lord.
Well, she put that Plexiderm stuff and everything on her whole head before she went to bed, all over her arms. She got up the next morning, that head about the size of a turnip. And them arms, they looked like T-Rex arms. It drawed everything up so tight. Now, this woman, 300 pounds.
Oh, my God.
Little short, stubby arms. With a head like a turnip. You could hear her going through that. man. And the old old lady around her neck, it looked like somebody tied a knot and just pulled it real tight. So, you women be careful with that stuff.
Well, Pops, this has been a fun one. I've had a good time.
Me too.
Good deal. So before we get out of here, for those of you that are looking for a place that you can find all of our content, our website is pops-culture.com. That's pops-culture.com. And if you go to pops-culture.com, you can find links to our YouTube channel. You can find links to our Facebook page, to our TikTok, to our Instagram, to our X account. We got them all. And
I still can't find every one of them.
Yeah, well, he like he said before, he finds his way to the barn and we do the rest. So, but I wanted to just say thank you so much for all of you guys have really done a great job sharing the content. You guys got us to 100 followers on Facebook on the very first day of our Facebook page, which is fantastic. The only thing I'm going to ask that you guys continue to share, give us suggestions. We love seeing the comments. We love hearing the suggestions and the answering your guys' questions. Pop's got an answer for literally any question you could possibly ask. So,
I will educate you.
That's right. And
anything you want to know about, check with Pops.
We're going to keep making good content for you guys, good, clean comedy, and
it's me.
It's just Pops, man. This is what I grew up with, and
it's what my wife lives with.
and it's
Hey, it is so much fun in my head.
I can't. Even
I have
imagine.
a ball in my head.
I can't even imagine. It's got to be a unique place to visit.
Oh yeah, you got to nearly be a ninja.
That's the only reason you can be there.
Yeah.
But again, just can't say thank you guys enough. As we do on every single episode, I want to take just a couple of minutes and give the floor to Pops. He always likes, we always like to give him an opportunity to share what's on his heart and on his mind. And so without further ado, I'm going to turn everything over to Pops and give him a couple minutes just to let you guys know what's on his heart.
Well, I appreciate it. I do want everybody to know that I love my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And I want to tell everybody about him. Learn all you can about him. Go to church on Sunday. And I believe the Lord got a sense of humor. I really do. If you doubt that, go to Walmart and just watch the people that's going in and out. And you young ladies, be warned. Plexiderm, crepe erase, and old lady, you can't overdose on it. Go to church on Sunday.
That's it, guys. So again, thank y'all so much. And until next time, I'm Chris.
I'm Pop.
See you guys later.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Pop's Culture. We invite you to like, share, and subscribe to this weekly podcast. Tune in next week for more hilarious stories, commentary on current events, and Pops' hilarious viewpoint on everything pop culture. From all of us here at Pop's Culture, put Jesus first, and we hope to see you next time.